I have to get in here early to read before the AC kicks on and before my daughter starts playing her music or podcast in her room while she gets ready for work. Right now she's in the kitchen taking care of breakfast and making her lunch and stuff like that. So it's too bright and hot outside to tape outside. So I'm pulling 5 cards to ask the question, is Alex from Criminal Network gonna be okay? Because he has had another attack. So this time it wasn't law enforcement, but it was a demand letter or a cease and desist letter. We're still not sure which one it is from the way it read, but it came by way of an email from a lawyer. Let me hold it this way. I think I have to hold it this way for the light. Yeah. From a lawyer that represents some people that Alex spoke about before on his show. I'm not calling those people's name because I don't want one of those letters coming my way. And I don't even know how they fit into the Nancy Guthrie case. Honestly, I don't. I haven't really followed that leg of the storyline. Please don't put them people's name down in the comment if you know what I'm talking about, okay? If you put it, I'll remove it. So he got the letter by email. So a lot of armchair computer chair lawyers were in JLR's chat saying, oh, that's not legit, they have to serve you, they have to have your signature, yada yada. No, I think in certain states they can email you cease and desist and demands and stuff like that. But they told him, they were demanding that he take the video down, or the live where he was talking about those people. But I caught a little piece of that live and it really didn't interest me that night, so I didn't watch too long. Alex never accused those people of anything. He's just talking like, how do they fit into this, right? So, and honestly, Alex and JLR and Juice and them have really never accused anybody. They talk about, well, if it's this, then it could be this. Well, you know what? We don't think it's that. And the same thing with what I'm doing here. We're reading cards. You know, tarot, Lenormand, and oracle cards are for entertainment purposes only. All right? We're speculating. We don't know. I constantly tell you, I wish that the family is not involved, but I really feel like some type of close relationship is involved, and the main reason is because they knew that yard too well. You can't, I'm whispering because my son's sleeping in the room next door. You can't convince me that some random stranger showed up to rob the gem guy next door, and then went there by mistake. You get in and you find an old lady, you're gonna take the whole old lady with you? That don't make no sense. Look at Miss Nancy showing up in this read. The Empress. I gave this card to Miss Nancy a long time ago because I feel like she's Mother Earth. She's America's grandma. You know what I mean? Why is she showing up at the start of this sentence right here? Yeah, so sometimes I read tarot kind of like Lenormand. I could be doing it wrong. I don't know. I'm learning. Okay? So anyways, the 7 of Pentacles. Patience, investment, growth, harvest. So far, these cards are not looking bad for Alex. So Juanita, I hope I'm not like all over the place today. Juanita, the Emperor. Who's the Emperor? Authority, stable, structure, leadership. Could this be Juanita? Because she's an authority with the law. You know, she's a lawyer. And she knows a lot. She's a smart lady. She's lived abroad. I think she's lived in Spain before. So she's well cultured. She has a master's. Right? I think she has a law degree. She just didn't take the bar. So she's not an attorney, but she did some digging while JLR was live and Alex was on his panel. And she said the lawyer that sent the email is a legit lawyer. She knows him in passing doing law work, and that he's a good guy. I think she said he was a good guy. But when Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly, was being accused of sedition by the GOP or whatever because he made that video saying you don't have to follow an unlawful order, I think they made a little organization of lawyers together or something to represent him. And this lawyer is one of them that represents Mark Kelly. So of course when Juanita came on and said that, this other guy that Criminal Network Alex keeps having on his show, he jumps on and he goes, see, Mark Kelly sent this letter. No, he did not. These people they're getting crazy. They're getting out of whack. The 5 of Cups, loss, grief, regret, mourning, sorrow. I don't like this one. Maybe he's gonna lose money? And the Queen of Swords. Honest, astute, independent, witty, direct. This could be Savannah too in the Alex read. This is usually, not Savannah, I'm sorry. This could be Juanita in the Alex read, because this is usually Savannah in the Miss Nancy read. So this is not really a Miss Nancy read. It's on the outskirts. So all these cards look good except for this one. So this, if this is Juanita or this is Juanita, I don't know which one I'm going to give to Juanita yet. Yeah, and I know the Emperor is a dude, but in the archetypes you can assign it to male or female in real life. I'm going to say this is Juanita. Whenever we're reading on Criminal Network, the Queen of Swords is going to be Juanita. And I don't know who the Emperor is. The Emperor got no clothes. Is that the sheriff? I'm not asking about his other charges. He has 2 more, I think. He says it's 2 more misdemeanors for being like a public nuisance or whatever. I hope those get dropped too. I hope he doesn't have to use all that money that they raise for him to have to give these people because they want the video down. I think this is a lawyer or those people he talked about just trying to get like a money grab off of him. And of course the case is about Miss Nancy. This is about Alex's money. This is about the lawyer. See how it's flowing? The lawyer wants his money. And this is Juanita protecting him. Let's pull Lenormand on the 5 of Cups. What does the 5 of Cups mean here? What does it mean here? And I know that people are sending my videos to the Juice and Alex. So I want them to know that I love them both. I care for them. Let's cut the cards and we're going to ask, what is the 5 of Cups doing in the midst of this mess right here? Yeah, we're just going to pull random cards. What does the 5 of Cups mean, God? Okay. The dog is a good sign. Protector, loyal. Feel like that's Juanita again protecting him. The mountain is about delays and blockage, right? And then the ring is about contracts and agreements. So I hope this doesn't mean a lawsuit is going to come, because the ring is usually something good. Okay? So we're going to leave that here for right now. We're going to read on this again in the future. I don't know why those people have that man as their attorney from that big group. Then I think Juanita also said the man worked before with Savannah's present husband, but he doesn't belong to the little firm that they made. It was kind of complicated, so I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but I feel like everybody heard it wrong yesterday. Of course, I had to come back and read what's hidden underneath the deck for the first part of the read. So this was the card, the 9 of Wands, resilience, persistence, boundaries, weary. So I feel like this is a good card for Alex, okay? So that's the dealio right there with Alex. I don't want to read on Juice again because we got really great cards for Juice. I think he goes back to court on the 13th. What the date? The 13th is a Monday. So I feel like maybe on the 10th. The 10th, I have a calendar in front of me, but all the lights and stuff are blocking it. I think on the 10th of July, Juice will hear something about his charges being dropped, and I know that will ease his heart. You know, I can just imagine you have this stuff hanging over your head. I remember one time I got a citation. Now I'm kind of wondering, could I have gone to jail over this citation? Because my yard, my front yard, we don't water the yard in the summer. We have St. Augustine grass, and in the fall and winter it'll come back beautiful, but in the summer it's dead. We don't water it because it's too expensive. We're in California where there's always a drought, and they will tell you you can't even water. You know, you gotta like shower, use the put a bucket there to catch the water, and then pour that water on the ground. There's all kind of rules, right? So, somebody, one of the neighbors, somebody across the street, was calling code enforcement and telling on me on my grass. And my grass wasn't the only one that looked like that, but the one person with the beautiful grass, I believed that it was him. And I still couldn't believe that it was him because we were his only friends on this entire street. He's lived there since 1964. Well, he's sold the house and he's gone now. I think he sold the house back in 2012. People across the street, good people, we're friends with them. So Code enforcement kept coming out about my grass. You gotta do better. La da da da. I'm like, how am I gonna do better? You guys don't want us to water the thing? How am I gonna do better, right? So the code enforcement lady wrote me a citation, and we had to go to court. But it wasn't like the courthouse, it was city hall, and there was an arbitrator, right? So the arbitrator is just like a judge. And so we went in there and we told our story. I'm like, we're self-employed. Sometimes we have money, sometimes we don't. Like, that's when we had our shop. I said, and we can't afford to water this grass in the summer. This is all we can do. In the fall, it's gonna come back. We wet it now and again to make it not catch fire, right? I said, we can dig it up. We can dig it up and just leave dirt, right? And so I think that's what they came to the conclusion. Dig it up and just leave dirt. And then in the fall and the winter, the grass comes back. It's St. Augustine. It never dies. And so they convicted me, but they waived the fine. I think the fine was $250. And I didn't hear anything about no jail time. So what kind of citation did I get? Because these misdemeanors, level 1, level 2, or class 1, class 2, class 3, they carry different jail time. Could I have gone to jail over this stupid grass? So the man that was, he was our friend and we were his only friends, because he was a crotchety old man. He was one of those get off my lawn type of old men. He said, I'm going to go with you guys to court to defend you because this is stupid. Everybody on the block said, he won't go with you because he's the one doing the calling. I'm like, no, he's not. So I wonder now, oh my God, could I have gone to jail? No, I don't want them to feel me up in there, and I don't want to be Big Bertha's friend. No. So what's the next question that we're going to ask? So this man that keeps showing up on Criminal Network's page, I don't remember his name, but he keeps saying that he knows without a doubt that a cousin is the one that took Miss Nancy. And he can't say the cousin's name. Some people threw somebody's name out there. Then they talked about the one cousin that Savannah wrote about in her book that would play the kidnapping game. And I remember that name, Terry. I remember that cousin named Terry. And I don't know if he says that it's her, because she has to be old. If she was playing the kidnapping game with Savannah and then when they were younger kids, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, she had to have been older enough to drive. So she's at least in her late 50s and maybe in her late 60s. So her, I don't think her. But we're going to ask, did a cousin do this? I don't know if the tarot is going to tell us. But hey, let's see. Is this man? And the man said that he has it on good authority from a source that he knows inside law enforcement. And there was a debit card. Like Miss Nancy's debit card was used at 4:17 in the morning, the same time she went missing. I don't know none of these things to be fact. I'm just repeating what that man said. I highly doubt it. What we don't see coming. I hope I read the last one. You know how I keep doing that and I don't read it? Crap. On the first read. If not, we'll go back. 7 of Pentacles, patience, investment, growth, harvest. Well, he said the cousin had a business and the business lost a lot of money, and the cousin came and asked Miss Nancy to lend them the money, and she said no. And this is what they did. Here comes Savannah. I gave Savannah this card a while back because she's articulate, right? The Hangman, surrender news. Do we have to go in a new perspective? Whatever path we were going down, believing who we believed, do we have to change? The Knight of Pentacles, practical, reliable, hardworking. Who is this person? A guy? This guy made it seem like the cousin was a girl. Oh. 2 of Cups, partnership, love, proposal. It's a couple. Do you guys think it's a couple? The World, completion, fulfillment, travel. They completed the task? I don't think so. You know I don't believe she's dead. I don't want to believe she's dead, guys. Can you just leave me with that for a while? Just leave me with that. Okay. So, JLR is planning a trip again. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's like I'm on these trips with these guys, okay? It's a cruise. He's planning a cruise. So for the gush or the encore, we're gonna ask, is this cruise gonna work out? It's not even like set up yet. They're just talking about it. Is this cruise gonna happen? Maybe I should pull the Norman because that has the ship. Yeah. Let's do that. That has the ship, guys. Is the cruise that JLR is planning gonna happen? Let's cut the deck, and I'm gonna have to edit this video to see if I showed you if I talked about the underside. I hate when I do that. I get so lost in my little storytelling. Let's look for the ship. Oh, and I might give you the tour of the room when I'm done. Is this the ship? I can't see because the light is reflecting. Okay. I feel like from what I see here that this cruise is going to happen, but there's going to be some delays first. And I feel like the delays are just the planning and to make sure that Alex can travel and to make sure he has his next court date, because he says because the felonies, or one felony and the other misdemeanors were dropped, he can actually leave the state. He said, I don't know. He has to double check that. But I feel like this is just clearing up all the other stuff Alex is waiting on. I don't think Juice is going to go on this trip, but who knows? Maybe he'll go to celebrate. And then they'll put it together. That's the contracts and the agreements. This is the ship, the cruise that they're going to go on, right? And the sun is going to be a good cruise. Yes. And then the bear, they're going to be protected. I think this cruise might actually happen. Yes. Now, as a part of the gush, I want to pull one of my... So cover your ears. I'm not going to spread the whole thing and try to read, because I've been researching how to read the charms, and it says you spread it like that. What comes here in the left hand side is the past, this is the present, and this is the future. But I still don't know what all the little charms mean. So I'm going to do what ChatGPT suggested, and he said, my cousin thinks ChatGPT is a girl. I think he's a boy. Pull one. I don't know what it is. I showed it upside down. It's a teddy bear. Oh, it's a teddy bear. So this is what we as a collective need to know for today. It has a little heart in there. What's the teddy bear about? It typically represents the inner child, self-reflection, healing, and emotional security. It often symbolizes a need for comfort, gentle self-care, or a reminder to reconnect with your innocence and playfulness of your youth. I like that meaning. So this is our front bedroom that I turned into my little studio when my son got married and moved out. This used to belong to my older son, but now he has the other son's room. This is the closet. It's only 4 feet wide, so I can't put this chair in there, which is what I really wanted to do. I have a green screen that I can pull down and use as my background when I want to, but I can't do it when I'm reading tarot cards. Why? Because everything green will be translucent. So this is one background that I can sit and record what I want to record, depending on who I'm recording for. This is another background sitting on that chair. My husband made the table and the chair. And then this is another background. This is what I use when I'm doing stuff for Amazon, because it doesn't show any family pictures and stuff. That's where my daughter's room is. So that's why you can hear when she's playing her stuff on her phone. And then this can be another background right there. And then I can also turn the camera dead on and have that whole thing back there be my background without the lamp, of course. And then when I stream from there. See that camera right there? That camera's only good for streaming now because stuff went out on the bottom. See? That's the background you see. So I have a lot of backgrounds, but this is the one I like for the tarot. See? I'm filming right there. That's the angle that you're seeing when I'm sitting and reading the cards. Okay? So that's the tour of the little room, and that's the front of the house. But that's a porch, a screened-in porch with a security screen. So I can actually open this window, but you'll hear a lot of cars go by. You hear my daughter's TV? This is for kombucha. I make my own kombucha, see? Let's check the temperature. I'm doing second ferment. The temperature is right at 80, so we're good. It has to be between 75 and 85. In the winter, we have to turn on the heaters. This is the heater right here. But we're good. I put it in there in case it explodes. No one will get damaged. Okay. Hey, baby. You want to stay in here for a while? Let's put on the fan. See, and sometimes the fan is noiseless and sometimes it's noisy. Isn't this cute? A light bulb and a fan so you know which is which. You gonna go sleep now? Take a nap.